Hello traders, Gary Wagner here. It is approximately 10 a.m. in Honolulu. It is Monday, the 7th day of November, and this is the daily report for gold and silver. We have both sharply higher this morning as we see safe haven buying re-entering the market and new concerns about the Italian debt scenario that builds into the EU's current debt crisis. We have spot gold currently trading up almost $40 on the day, 1792.80, 1792.79 current print. Most active December COMEX contract 1794.70, and that puts it up, as I said, $35 to $39 higher this morning. The first chart that I do want to take a look at is going to be our basic spot market of silver. This is the spot silver chart that we are currently looking at. As you can see, 34.90 is the current print, putting it just below what I talked about on Friday as being some critical resistance that we really need to see it overcome, which is that $35 mark. You can see that right here. It is coming but up against it. It is trading on the highs of the day, and so we'll have to see as the beginning of this week begins to unfold really what happens in this market. But as far as I'm concerned, if we can see this market take out this particular resistance area roughly at 35, I've got it at 35.05, but if we can see that particular price point taken out, I think that we'll begin to challenge a couple of points, the first point being right in this area and the second point being just right here. Now, in terms of where that is, we can easily go in and change our crosshair so that we're looking at them and get specific targets. But the targets that I'm looking at are really 36.91, and the one thing that you can see is that when I look at this particular line, it is the point in which we had a very, very strong breakout as the market moved up. And as the market moved down, you can see that these points really match up well in that they are one part and parcel of really that same area. And when I say same area, what I mean is that it was resistance. When it broke, we had that big breakout here, and then as the market came back down, it did become support. So I believe that a move past 35 should take us at least $1 higher. That's going to be the first point that we see any kind of major resistance in the silver market. And as you can also see, as we are doing this report this morning, as I said, approximately 10 a.m. in Honolulu, we are taking a stab at this particular set of highs right now. It is currently challenging this area, and we'll have to see where that market wants to go. The next market that I really want to take a look at is going to be our gold chart. And let me go ahead and pull that up for us, traders. And as you can see, we've got this huge, utter breakout this morning. Let me go ahead and move this a little bit. But this utter breakout above this 1772. And what that tells me is that the strength of this recent market move here has just really steamrolled past any kind of real resistance that it had here. And it probably will have clear sailing to make it past 1800. And I wouldn't be surprised to see it go into, as I said, anywhere between 1810 and 1825 on our daily spot chart. In terms of the other markets that we look at, we do have quiet but higher trading going on in the dollar. You can see this is the dollar trading today, and that is trading higher. This, of course, is our weekly chart, and when we go ahead and convert that to a daily chart, you can see that this move that we're witnessing, although it is higher, is well off of the highs of the day, this being our daily chart right in here. And the next real band of resistance, at least on a technical basis, is going to be these series of highs that we got here just below $78, just below $78. Now, when we look at our equities markets, this has absolutely brought some uncertainty into the equities markets. Although we have slightly higher markets, we have real uncertainty, and you can see that in the equities markets because we're getting this doji. Again, the doji is where the open and close are approximately or identical in terms of the relationship. You've got this high and this low that are significantly above and below, so we've had quite a trading range, but the market is really undecided. My sentiment is that we might see a market that is a little bit top heavy, and I would not be surprised to see the equities markets soften a little bit over this next week. When you consider that we just got over the crisis in Greece, in that we were going to have the vote that came up on Friday that was nixed or canceled. We had a vote in which the prime minister is going to, from what we hear, resign. And this marketplace itself has been, as I've been calling it, a roller coaster ride over this last week. Do I expect to see that again this week? Well, if today is any indication of that, we most certainly could. My two areas that I thought this market could go to, as you can see over here, and these have been on this chart for quite some time, we have taken that out today. We are above that. So really, the next spot is going to be whether or not this market can take us to the $1,800 mark. My personal sentiment is it probably can. We've got the sovereign debt crisis in the European Union. We also, over the next couple of weeks, as I touched upon on Friday, are going to see a renewed interest in what's going on with our budget deficit, with the United States debt crisis that we are currently having. And when you put the both together without having them resolved, that creates some uncertainty. Uncertainty creates safe haven investor demand. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you, as always, good trading. And we'll talk to you tomorrow for another daily update and review. Bye-bye.